this video, and in this video we're going to talk about how sales and marketing people, or if you are a small business owner who's in charge of your own sales and marketing, so you're the boss, you're the owner, you're also the salesperson, or if you are a certified professional with their own practice, which means you're in charge of the profit and loss, or you are a performance marketer like a network marketer, affiliate marketer, or any kind of third party selling like selling mutual fund, LICs, real estate, etc. If you are in charge of making the sale, getting the money out, getting it into your bank, then what are the big mistakes that we have been seeing people make, especially while transitioning from more traditional marketing models over to the new marketing models? What is traditional marketing model was you could not really control how many people actually came to your store. So you would only do things like make sure that your store, your shop, or your office is in the city's top commercial area, like the Connaught Place of your city or the MG Road of your city, so that there would be more footfall. Or what you would do is you would just go out and create something called Samajik Pratishtha, which is social approval, by being seen with different politicians and putting the WhatsApp DP saying, hey man, these people like me, so I must be good, or putting up your names on the hoardings or something like that, or even putting flyers in newspapers or something like that, which is called display advertising. Yeah, so all of this geared towards improving your social image in the hope that business would come to you. All of this worked in the old times. In today's time, it doesn't really work. All of us know that. Now, if you're transitioning your business from that type of business, you can say sales and marketing efforts, to the newer sales and marketing efforts, which are more direct response, you're doing probably Facebook ads or something. Some of the biggest problems that we have seen people doing, some of whom are our customers, our paid customers in our academy programs, or our services customers for our agency who we provide services to, or even other people. We keep getting emails from people asking for clarity. We are more than happy to provide it. We see a lot of comments on our Facebook and YouTube channels, and in most cases we try to provide some clarity or point you in the direction of the right resource. However, some of the big things that are just kind of showing up, I'd like to just address by the means of this video. This video is also going to be highly controversial, so I'll probably get like a lot of hate comments and things like that. That's totally fine, not to worry. But the idea is to provide you some clarity, which will give you some aha moments. And even if like 2% of you guys were watching this video, even if you get like some windows opening in your brain, I would consider that I've done good service. Okay. Now, real quick, if you're watching this video anywhere outside our Facebook Hangout, the Startup Frat Facebook Hangout, then you need to head over to www.startupfrat.club/Facebook. That's startupfrat.club/Facebook. It's going to take you to our Hangout group on Facebook, which has 20,000 plus members, and all of the most exciting stuff happens in there. Okay, it's private. You can ask questions around anything relating to your financials and profit and things like that. So the privacy level is very high. The response level is very fast, because I personally respond to all the comments, and some of the best offers, freebies, season discounts for our paid programs you can find in there. All right. So if you're watching this video anywhere outside our Facebook Hangout, you want to head over to startupfrat.club/Facebook. Now let's get started. Okay, the title is don't fool yourself. Okay, don't fool yourself. This is highly relevant for people new to transitioning over into direct response marketing, Facebook ads or something like that, or people who are newly trying to build Facebook ads and digital presence and landing pages and things like that. Okay, so big mistakes. And before that, I would like to take you back to a story which happened about 10 years back in my career, and then I will tie the story to how it impacts us and what choices you should be making in your marketing journey, in your business ownership journey, in your entrepreneurship journey, etc. Okay, so let's get started. So a few years back, I was in the process of building a performance marketing company, which was we built a multinational company across US, India, and Philippines. And when I say we, I was not the main person. There were 5 directors and a CEO and everything. So it was a large team that built this company. And in a period of 8 years, we built it from nearly zero revenues all the way to 200 crores in annual revenues. And then we were able to sell it in Silicon Valley for 500 crore rupees, thus bringing hundreds of crores of rupees of taxes and foreign exchange to India. Yeah, something that I'm very proud of, so I keep saying that. But the story is very important because my CEO, he, in 2012, I think that's 9 years back, in 2012-13, my CEO said that we need to hire from Stanford. So we were hiring some US employees from Stanford, and he told me specially to fly down to the US office, and he said, you're going to be spearheading that hiring operation. Now, when you hire from top colleges like Stanford or something, you are the person who has to do a sell job on the candidates, because the candidates, they have the choice of going and working for Facebook and Google and all that. And our company, 𝐤𝐤𝐲𝐵, was a small company in that regard. So I had to do a sell job on these fellows, and Stanford is Stanford is a multicultural college, which means a lot of people from all over the world come and study over there, and many of these people are already American citizens, but they belong to different ethnicities, diversity, etc. So you had lots of Chinese students, Korean students, Indian students, good old Indian Desis, they're always the brightest and they always get into the top colleges. And then there were students from other parts of Europe, Africa, etc. And the funny part was that if you ever ask a person from Chinese origin who was studying and getting a good degree at Stanford, like what do you want to do after this degree, they would almost always say that, almost always means about 80-85% of the cases, that I want to learn the best business practices, the latest education, and then I want to go back to China and start a business. Yeah, that's what they would always say. If you ask a lot of Desi fellows like us, they'd say I want to get very highly educated and then I want to work in the US. And then obviously I want to help my country by sending foreign exchange over there and things like that, which is totally fine, no problem. Okay, now here's the difference. The Chinese would always take the harder route. They would say, I'll take the knowledge, I'll go and implement it in my own fashion, in my own industry, in my own country. And there were people who were restaurant owners, people who ran restaurants, and they had taken a student loan to come all the way to the US to do MBA and then go back and run a chain of restaurants. Yeah, as compared, mostly if you spoke to a Desi fellow, they would say, well, I want to get very good at running restaurants so I can work for a hotel management company or a hotel or something like that. Okay, now some of this may be peppered, because on the other side, I'm very proud to disclose to you that most of the venture capital money that is flowing in California, I would say like a majority, single largest majority, is that of Indians being venture capitalists. So it's Indian people who went to the US, stayed in the US, probably worked for other companies, grew very rich, formed their own venture capital money, and now are funding other companies in the US. Many of them are also now coming to India and funding companies in India, which is a source of pride and everything. But right now I'm talking about small entrepreneurship, small scale entrepreneurship. You have no money, no antecedents, and you have a choice of working for somebody else in America or coming back to your own country and starting a business. Most people would choose working for somebody else in America, which is great, no problem. Okay, now how does that work for us? There is a big problem. If you see that China's the journey to fortune. China's journey to fortune started in the 70s, okay, and then they had a manufacturing boom that lasted from the 1990s to 2020, let us say, okay. This is the history. Started in 70s, very poor nation till the 70s. They worked hard to get themselves out of it. 90s they hit their streak, and from 90s to 2020 they nailed it, man. They nailed it, becoming the second biggest economy in the world. Okay, Indians till the 70s, very poor country. From 1974 onwards, it started growing. From 1974 to 2018, it has always been an upward curve. And in the 90s, there was the electronic boom, just like in China there was the manufacturing boom. In India there was the electronic or computer industry boom. And then here we are at, let's say, 2020, 2021, whatever. Okay, now here's the thing, the rate of growth of both these economies has been very different. Rate of growth of both these economies has been very different. China has rapidly become second biggest economy in the world, many times that of India. And India has also grown, but it has not grown to the same extent as China, and that's a big problem. That's a big problem. Some people may be proud and say, well, we came from nowhere. Yeah, we were ruled by all kinds of people, including the British and all that, and then we were ruled by corrupt politicians for very long, and then it's a story of victimhood. I was a victim till now, but see how great I'm doing today. That's great. But look at China, man. They underwent the same exact problem, but they grew like this, and we are growing like this. or something like that, right? Okay, so the reason is that I feel, okay, and you can comment, probably give some hate comments also, I don't care. Yeah, that desis, which is you and me, have a propensity to fall to the bottom. Bottom means they'll do the least amount of, they'll probably fall to the least risky part of the money triangle or the money journey, okay, or the commercial market. They'll do the least risky part and the most technical part. They'll always do something that can be easily outsourced, or can be easily, some employee can be easily hired for that or something like that, but they'll try to master all the stuff that is irrelevant and not pivotal. Okay, when the most pivotal stuff, they'll always, shy away from that, and that is one big reason why, in spite of those 5,000-year-old glories that people talk about, we are not glorious today. We have a chance to be glorious today, but we're not, because we're lost in 5,000-year-old glories, but not doing the stuff that needs to be done today. And I'm going to tell you what needs to be done in your business, and if you just listen to me, you're going to have a sea change in the next 3 months using this knowledge. There's not very much of a business kind of a video. I do lots of business videos, where you can get 50,000 rupees of value immediately if you implement all the techniques. Over here, I'm going to talk about one technique and one technique only. If you understand it, great. If you don't understand it, my breath will be lost. Okay. So fall to the bottom. The first thing is they fall to the bottom. Just remember this. I'm going to give you exact scenario of what I mean. I'll give you illustrations. Second thing, okay, they always try to go cheap. They always try to go cheap, which is not bad. Going cheap has been a source of strength and a source of power for us in the past. But there are levels of cheapness. I have a mentor who's also India's #1 digital marketer, who actually taught me a lot of digital marketing in the last 1 year. And that's how I've been able to take my corporate consulting business online and also accommodate individual people and small business owners. Otherwise, till last year, till the lockdown, I would not even respond to an email if I got an email from somebody saying, I have a restaurant which is not getting profitable, can you help me? Or some fellow would be saying, I'm a doctor with a small practice, how can you help me? And I would not even respond to those emails because my bill rates at the corporate level were so high that I said, just it's a waste of my time. But then I found a coach who showed me how you can digitize your knowledge, thus reducing the bill rates. So you can accommodate lots of individual entrepreneurs, private practice guys, you can individual performance marketing guys like multi-level marketers and affiliate marketers and all that. Okay, so he has a saying, and he says, don't go cheap on your road to greatness. Yeah, don't go cheap on your road to greatness. Yeah, now I feel I have been cheap in certain times in my life because I really did not have money. I changed careers. For many of you who would probably be knowing my story, I got a top class medical degree from a top class medical college. I was working in a government hospital. Then I decided to quit the medical industry and go full time into sales and marketing because it really bothered me that we had an oversupply of doctors in the medical industry, and I wanted to go somewhere where I could have a bigger impact, right? So I moved into sales and marketing. That was my story. Anyway, so there were times in my life that I had to go cheap because I literally had no money. So on my journey to greatness, I had to cut corners as much as I possibly could. Yeah, I totally agree with you if you are in that phase of your journey yourself. But there is a level of cheapness that is available only in India, in Desi mindset, that they're going to go cheap to the point where the goal is lost and all they're doing is cheapness. Yeah, so go cheap, but don't go Desi cheap. Yeah, I should give you examples of real life examples of how you can avoid that. Okay, at this point also some people say you're anti-national, you're saying all these things and all that, but when I financially retired before the age of 35, and I built my financial retirement before the age of 35, I had a choice to settle in America or India, and I chose to come back to India and settle over here and provide my contribution. And that contribution is probably a little more than the people who comment negatively on these kind of videos, so I don't mind, it's okay. Okay. Then third, very important, remember this, whatever your product is irrelevant. The product doesn't sell itself. Okay, you can have the world's best product and everything, it's irrelevant, it doesn't sell itself. Okay, till now some of the best products in the world like Tesla supercars, electric supercars, they don't sell themselves. Yeah, people buy a Tesla because Elon Musk creates a vision that people believe in. Even the Apple iPhone, I mean, people Steve Jobs was able to create a vision for people to believe in, and that's why people buy the iPhone. By the way, it was a failing company back in 1980s. He could not effectively create that vision, and then he was fired from his own company. And for 20 years, he had to work as an outlaw somewhere else, where he also built great companies otherwise. But those are some stories that we can all learn from. The product doesn't sell itself. So 3 things to remember, and 3 reasons why India is lower than China, and it's a big threat to India. It's a big threat to you if you are into business, and if you are a part of this India's self-reliance entrepreneurship journey, you will craft the story of this nation's success, or you will craft the story of this nation's failures. And the choice is up to you to decide. Okay? So, number 1, Desis will always fall to the bottom and do the easiest possible thing that can be done, always under the garb of being highly educated. Yeah, all these highly educated people like computer engineers and doctors and civil servants and all of these guys, they do the lowest quality work that there is to do in this industry. And I'll tell you what is the low quality work, what's the high quality work. Second thing, they go cheap. Okay, I would say it's fine if you go cheap here and there, but don't go desi cheap. Don't fall to a level where the main point is lost. Okay, and then third, remember, your product doesn't sell itself. Whatever your product is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah. So now let's come to what are the high impact areas and what are the low impact areas. Okay, in business there are 2 types of work to be done. There is 2 types of work that requires your attention. One is pertinent, okay, and the other is pivotal. Yeah, some people say there is urgent work and there is important work. Urgent and important doesn't really explain it, because in a startup everything is urgent. If you're building your practice, everything is urgent. If your business is recovering post-COVID slowdown, then everything is urgent. Okay, but some things may be important, etc., etc. But there's a difference between stuff that is pertinent and stuff that is pivotal. Pertinent is all the stuff that needs to get done. Absolutely. Pertinent is all the stuff that if it was not done, it would affect your business. Absolutely, lots of different moving pieces. If that stuff was not done, it would affect your business negatively. And then there is stuff that is pivotal. Okay, there is pivotal. It is like they say in the Parkinson's law, or the Pareto's law, where they say it's the top 20% of your work, of the stuff that's going to get you 80% of the profits. Okay, it's the top 20% of the work that if you screwed it up, you would make no profits whatsoever. That is pivotal. Yeah, if it was the type of thing that you removed your eyes from it for even 1 second, your business will suffer. Okay, it's the sort of thing that your business will suffer. You will never realize why your business is suffering, and by the time you realize it 3 months late or 6 months late, it will already be too late. That is the stuff that is pivotal. Everything else absolutely is urgent, important, pertinent, etc. But there are other ways to handle it. Okay, pertinent and pivotal. Now, in any business, there are only 4 or 5 moving pieces. Okay, so I'm just going to simplify a startup for you. Very simple. In any business, there are only 4 or 5 moving parts. The most important pivotal part, I'll make a cross over here, and there is a journey here, there's a journey here, there's a journey here, and there is money here. Okay, is the point of cash exchange. When the first money is exchanged between somebody who's a stranger till yesterday but now becomes your customer, okay, the point of money exchange, cash exchange, this is the pivotal point. This is the most pivotal point. Okay, I'll just make a star over here. The place where the money is exchanged for the first time, where a customer who was a stranger till yesterday makes you their very first payment and buys their very first product at your business, or gives you the very first fees for your service, that cash exchange point is the most pivotal point. Okay, now the customer journey is linear. Okay, your business is like, let's say it was a straight line. Okay, the farther you move from this point, the farther you move from this cash exchange point forward or backward, is less and less pivotal. They are all pertinent. If you take your eyes off any of them, something will fall apart and you'll have some problem. But consistently, this is the most important thing that any owner of a business or the CEO of a business or the marketing guy or the sales head or whoever you are in your business, this is where you got to keep your eyes on it at all times. This is the part you got to do yourself for many long years before you can actually delegate it or outsource it or something like that. Okay, this is the most pivotal point of the business. The farther you move from this point, the less and less pivotal items are there, and the more and more you can outsource and delegate and not worry about them so much. Okay, so what is ahead of this? The customer makes a very first payment, and then they have to obviously get top class customer support, customer reviews, customer advocacy, whatever the testimonials and all of that stuff. So they have to get customer delight so that they can give you immediately a customer review or a testimonial or something. Okay, that's customer support. Very, very important. One stage removed from this part. One stage removed from this part. Then the second thing is this customer, assuming they're happy, they're going to buy more products. So you need to have and constantly be building more and more products. Constantly be building more and more products. Okay, which could be second layer products or back end products or whatever they call them, right? So you got to constantly, if once a customer has been used to doing business with you, you got to give them more and more reasons to spend more and more money at your place. Okay, so these products are then called product portfolio. I call them product portfolio. Okay, this is two spaces removed, very, very important, but two spaces removed from this point, slightly less relevant. Yeah, when a customer pays you for the first time, how do you deliver the product super fast, super delightful, and get them to the point where they're like, man, I love that I decided to do business with you 2 days back or 3 days back. Yeah, you can have them at the point where they're like drooling, they're like, man, I'm glad I did business with you. I made that decision to pay you 2 days back or 3 days back. Okay, so this is the point where a customer advocacy starts. This is the point where they can, once that customer advocacy, they're delighted, they spend more and more money on your product portfolio. Okay, now there are some things that happen before this. This is the cash exchange point. This is where you shake hands, where you make the sale. It's called closing. So where, you know, the meeting where you actually do the closing, the sales meeting or whatever. This is the cash exchange. This is the most pivotal. You got to build this iron tight, and it has to be super sweet and super sexy. Okay, the customer should enjoy this whole meeting that they do with you and should blow open the windows of their mind, and they should be in a point where they exchange cash with you immediately. Okay, this is the most pivotal point. Now there is something that happens before that, which is called pre-framing. Yeah, pre-framing. This is all this samajik pratishtha and all that stuff that old businesses would make. They want to make sure they get photographed with some politicians so they can put it on their WhatsApp DP. They want to make sure that, you know, in the Ganpati Utsav or Diwali Utsav, they have big hoardings saying, I have sponsored this thing. Yeah, so, you know, those are the things that businesses would do, or they would get together and do to make sure that the name is out there. And when people finally decide to do business with them, the trust is already pre-built. This is called pre-framing. Very, very important, very, very important. One step removed. Yeah, from the cash exchange point. Okay, then you've got other things like advertising. Advertising is if you put money into ads, something like these days people are doing text marketing, WhatsApp marketing, Facebook ads, newspaper flyers are still pretty hot. Yeah, they're pretty hot. So if you do any of this stuff, or referral marketing or something like that, okay. So advertising to get customers to know your name for the first time. Pre-framing is, you know, when people realize that, hey, you know, I really think these guys are pretty good at what they do. That's pre-framing, and they come to the cash exchange point. This is the most important point, and everything 2 steps removed is less and less important. Okay. Then you have stuff like you know, you have things like cost cutting. Okay, ideally you will go into cost cutting mode if this is not fixed, this is not fixed, this is not fixed, this is not fixed, this is not fixed. Okay, so costing and everything. Now one of the first things that we teach everybody in our academy programs is to have a costing model for your business. Very, very important, because that's the map with which you're going to follow, like the pole star, and you're going to know whether you're going in the right direction, not going in the right direction, etc., etc. However, this is so less important. I mean, it's good to start here, but by the time you build out your products, you understand how to do your cash exchange, which could be how do you do the sales meeting, how do you, when you go to a prospect's place, like how do you start, how do you get the money out, and things like that. On the online way, how do you do these webinars, how do you do like your Zoom calls, or even selling on the telephone, things like that. Okay, all of that part is the most important. This is all less and less and less important. Okay. Then we are still not going to the point where we have fallen to the bottom of the value chain. The lowest most useless stuff is software, the latest cool tools, and all this geeky stuff, whether you should do Instagram versus LinkedIn versus Facebook versus YouTube, all this geeky stuff, what camera you're using, it doesn't matter. These things don't matter. You don't have to specialize in this stuff at all. It doesn't matter. Most cell phones today have a super nice camera. Most laptops have a very good camera. It doesn't matter. If you have a crappy camera, nobody cares. As long as you can see broadly what's written on the board. I'm sure most people, if you're watching this on YouTube, won't even be looking at the video. You just want to hear good audio. Yeah, that's one pivotal thing. If you're making videos for your marketing or pre-framing, audio should be clear and good, no problem. Okay, but most of this geeky stuff, what software do you use? Like how do you do the lighting, what camera you use, like most of this stuff doesn't matter. Yeah, the light should be in front of your face pretty much, whatever light you have should be in front of you, not behind you, so that your face can be seen clearly. I mean, whatever. Yeah, all of this stuff is the most useless stuff, and you will always see people in the market focusing the most on this stuff. People who are learning this stuff, if you're an entrepreneur trying to go digital with your business, wasting the most amount of time on what webcam is to be used, what mic I should buy. Like, who cares, man? Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's not going to change a customer's perception of you if you know what you're doing. Okay. I was recently aghast when one of our people said that, hey, I just got this cool idea that we don't really need to use landing page software anymore. What landing page software? Who cares, man? Just any landing page software is good enough. You don't want to pay $100 a month for ClickFunnels, no problem. We have our own landing page software in our academy, which is exclusively available only to our academy members. It costs 2,000 rupees a month. Like, how cheap do you want to go, man? Yeah. Oh, I just learned that you can build these landing pages for free on WordPress. Sure. And why don't we use that? Yeah, sure. Why don't you do that? Yeah. I'm not saying one decision is smarter than the other. But if you're not going to be a digital marketing agency in your business, do you want to become a digital marketing agency? Then go out and learn all these things. Okay. But if you're a business, if you're a doctor, lawyer, chartered accountant, architect, you want to grow your practice, it's irrelevant what landing page software you use. It doesn't matter. They're all the same. Yeah. If you are a small business owner, like you have a salon, you have you have a travel agency, you have a restaurant, it doesn't matter what landing page software you use. Nobody cares. Just use whatever, right? But if you waste your time in mastering landing page software or Facebook ads for that matter, yeah, not understanding how to fix this cash exchange point, how to do pre-framing properly, how to do customer support and build products that customers can buy again and again properly, then there's a problem. Yeah, you're quickly going to fall to the graveyard of thousands of businesses who lost focus and they became experts in Facebook ads and landing pages and WhatsApp classes. That's another killer right there. WhatsApp class. Yeah, you're going to become, unless you want to become a digital marketing agency yourself, there is no point learning these technicalities. Okay, I mean, in our academy programs, people can come and take a look. The reason we have academy programs is before they get our service, they can take a look how to do it themselves and hopefully come to the conclusion that it's not worth your time to do it yourself. Just have somebody do it for you, man. Yeah. So Startup Frat has, in the last 1 year of operation, the retail operation for small business guys has 25 Lakpati case studies and 1 Crorepati case study. And do you know what that Crorepati told me in the very first consultation call that he had with me? I saw the program inside out. I love it. I don't want to do it myself. I have a guy. Can I get my guy to log into the academy, to the learning program and fix it for me, like do it for me? I'm like, absolutely. I'll give me the guy's email address. I'll give you another license so that he can log in and do it so you don't have to log in and do it. And that's the highest earning person who has ever used our program to make upwards of 1 crore rupees. Okay. First question he says is, I love it, the program is cool, super cool, whatever the hell. Do I need to do it myself? Can I have like my employee do it? I'm like, absolutely have an employee do it. If a 12,000 rupee a month person can do it, why would a business owner do it? Unless the business owner has an ambition of less than 12,000 rupees a month. Yeah, unless you want to go to Fiverr and become one of those freelancers who provide these services, then absolutely learn how to do this. But otherwise, these technicalities are useless. Okay, and it's spoiling the understanding of most good business owners. People are just basically mind screwed trying to understand one new technology every other day. You know, what the hell? There is one technology that everybody uses, and that's Zoom. You need to understand Zoom. Play, that's it. Okay, you need to do video because that's the simplest way to get your message across. Not these gorgeous graphic ads and all of this. It doesn't get the message across. You need to have video. All my ads are video, and that's just me speaking into the camera, plain and simple. If people resonate, that's great. They click, they come to my webinar. If they don't, they don't. No amount of graphics is going to change the fact that you don't understand what your product does and why your prospect should buy it. Okay, so don't fall to the bottom and learn the most useless skills that you can pay somebody 12,000 rupees a month to do for you. Or you can literally outsource on Fiverr. Just have somebody make a landing page for you. Oh, by the way, WordPress landing pages are not free. It is the hosting that costs money. The reason that ClickFunnels costs $100 a month is because you can send 20,000 visitors per day to that landing page and it's not going to collapse. Yeah, so it's the hosting that is important. Okay, on my own landing page I get roughly about 2,000 hits per day and I am paying 9,000 rupees a month in hosting because it's a WordPress landing page, because I don't want it to fall down. It's more expensive than ClickFunnels actually. Yeah, so don't go cheap, but don't go desi cheap. Don't miss the fact that you're going to get taken for a ride, you know, by the IT industry. I can say that because I've been an IT reseller for 15 plus years. Yeah, don't go taken by the fact that something that seems cheap on the surface is going to take you for a wrong ride. Okay, once again, that's what I tell all the Academy members, which are our paid customers. If you don't like ClickFunnels, use our own in-house software, which is only available to you if an Academy member. And the page literally has 2 or 3 things. It has a video. You can embed your video here. It has a headline where you can put a headline. There, it's got a button. Boom, done, finished, man. That's it. Just put a video. If you can't do a video, learn to do video. That's one of the skills that's really going to help you. Yeah, because over here you can sell via video instead of going and meeting customers one by one. You can sell via video. You can sell via webinar or via Zoom call or something like that. Okay, I sold contracts up to 20-25 lakh rupees on Zoom calls. Money in the bank, man. Money in the bank because I mastered this. That's it. And yes, I can speak in front of video because I learned public speaking. The first thing I did when I quit my medical career was the first thing I learned how to do public speaking, because that increases your confidence. It makes you a better communicator. You need to be a better communicator if you want to be in sales or in entrepreneurship. So learn communication skills. Learn how to do effective sales calls, sales pitch, sales closes. Absolutely. Learn how to make crazy videos that pre-frame the prospect. Absolutely. Learn how to create newer and newer products. Learn how to create newer products. Yeah. There's a Dr. Saab who was a prospect. He's not done business with us, but in the early days I used to do consulting calls, and there was this Dr. Saab who had paid 2,000 rupees to get on a consulting call with me. And then he said, what do I need to do to become recession proof? You know, the government has told me to shut my clinic and my patients are losing, you know, they're suffering and I can't see them, and for 3 months and now this lockdown is happening, etc. I said, forget about these patients first. Whenever the lockdown opens, you can treat them, etc. But what are you doing about the people who never need to do business with you ever? What are you doing to serve them? He's like, I can't make people sick if they're not sick. I said, no, but you can make them healthy if they're not sick, right? So the number one reason that people should do business with you is so that they never have to do business with you again, which is, if you're a doctor, you got to have a brand that says, I'm going to show you how to be healthy in the comfort of your own house, so that you never have to come to me for a sick consultation. Yeah, that's the number one reason. Number one thing that a doctor should be doing for branding, pre-framing, and even for revenues. Like if you consult people online, if you have programs that get them six-pack abs, reduce their cholesterol, reduce their blood sugar, they will happily pay you for it, so that they never have to consult you for diabetes tomorrow. Yeah. Then the Dr. Saab says, why would I do this stuff? Because it demeans me, because I'm a Dr. Saab who actually treats the diabetes. Why would I give people advice on how they can reduce their blood sugar? Because any joker can give that advice, any person less qualified than a doctor can give that advice, even non-qualified people can give that advice. If somebody has gone through that journey, they don't need to be a qualified person, they can give that advice to people, and there's hundreds of people on YouTube doing that. So why would I cheapen myself and bring them to bring me to do something that that's far below my qualification level? And my answer to that was, because customers want to hear it from you. They don't want to hear it from somebody else. If a doctor is providing the same advice that can be easily got somewhere else, it will be more trustworthy coming from a doctor. So you need to build these products so that customers have more ways to buy from you. There are more ways to spend money on you. Yeah, Amazon creates newer and newer reasons for you to spend money on Amazon every single day. So does Swiggy. They create newer and newer reasons why you should spend money on Swiggy today. Yeah, you should create newer and newer reasons why people should spend money with you today. That's newer and newer product lines, and you should constantly be doing that and thinking about that, right? Mastering Facebook ads is a science. Unless you really want to get into it, you should pretty much just outsource it, man. Just outsource it. Very simple. Okay, learn the skills that are going to make you rich. Learn the skills that are going to make you rich. In our Startup Academy, literally, we do budgeting because people need to have a money mindset. Most people who start business don't have a money mindset, that's why they fail. So we teach budgeting. What do we teach in budgeting? With 5,000 rupees a month of Facebook ad spend and probably 5,000 rupees of system spend a month, that's less than 10,000 a month. Within 2 to 3 months, you can get to 6 figures a month if you've not already done that. If you've already done that, if you're already making 2 lakh, 3 lakh rupees a month, you can add another 6 figures to it. Using new innovative products that did not exist yesterday and that will not exist in your competitors' portfolio because you're building them too fast. Yeah, so with little less than 10,000 rupees to spend and little to no technology. I mean, we use no technology whatsoever to get. If you use it right, you can get to 6 figures without using any technology. You can absolutely use email marketing software. I highly recommend it. There is only one email marketing software in the market, the best, that's GetResponse. Yeah, I just gave you that tip. If you're in confusion on what to use GetResponse. It's the best. Costs about 1,000 rupees a month, that's it. What's the big deal? Okay, use Zoom. Everybody, the whole world uses Zoom. Why would you do any different? Use Zoom, free, no problem. Yeah, with zero to nil software, zero to minimal software, you can get to 6 figures a month within 30 to 60 days, depending on your level of working. And what you need is not all these software, you need no software whatsoever, but you need to understand how to get the money. You need to understand product. The product doesn't sell itself, very, very important. What your product means to your prospect, what your product actually does, and what you think your product means to the prospect are 3 different things. Okay, only one of them sells, and that is what the prospect thinks the product means to the prospect. Yeah. So there are 3 people over here. You are over here, the product is over here, and the prospect is over here. Let me make 2. You're here, product is here, prospect is here. Prospect thinks the product does something for them, product actually does something for them, and what you market, what the product does something for the prospect. These are 3 different things. You need to have resonance between these and these. It doesn't matter what the product does. Okay, I'll give you the example of Pepsi. In the same 3-month difference, you will see 3 or 4 different ads from Pepsi. The first ad will show somebody like an Akshay Kumar jumping over roofs and all of that stuff to catch a falling bottle of Pepsi because whatever. Okay. A week later, you'll see an ad with 𝐥𝐢𝐻 Singh hitting 6 sixes and then drinking like a Pepsi or something. Okay. And then you will find this girl gang who want to defy the existing shackles of society by drinking Pepsi and showing the defiance or whatever. Okay, all of these 3 are 3 different markets. Okay, what does Pepsi actually do? Caffeine probably gets your energy up for a short amount of time, and sugar, it tastes pretty good. Yeah, it tastes pretty good, and it gives you a little bit of a caffeine high, so it gets you going for an hour or so, refreshes your tired body. That's what it does. But in each of these 3 ads, there is a different customer who is being targeted for a different reason. Yeah, when a young person, especially these young girl gang, they buy Pepsi next, in their mind they are defying society. Does that have anything to do with this drink? The answer is no. Yeah, Boys, being the go-getter types, especially in their teens and all of that, trying to be Akshay Kumar in their own little way, getting a Pepsi gives them the go-getter feeling. Does it have anything to do with the product? The answer is no. So what these guys are doing is they're trying different messages by which the same product can fulfill a wired need inside the prospect's mind that may have no sense whatsoever. Yeah. Why do people buy sports, brand new, open top, red colored sports cars? Why do people do that? For the performance. They claim it's for the performance. But you and I both know why you buy a bright red open top sports car. To attract the opposite sex. Plain and simple. That's the only reason why people buy cars like that. Yeah, there are no roads in India to drive these cars. There are no roads made in India to be able to sustain the speeds at which these cars go. Nobody buys this car for performance. Everybody buys it for show off. There are two different types of show off. One is called replication, which is a wired need inside of somebody's DNA. If they're looking for a mate, if they're looking to impress somebody of the opposite sex, wired inside your DNA. You can sell them a car that is 5 times the market price because ostensibly it performs better, whatever. Yeah, and then there are other needs which are called comfort, conformity, and class. Somebody who has achieved something in life, 40-year-old balding loser, or something, right? They want to look better, 10% better than the other people of their age, or in their housing society, or in their office, or something like that. That's the one reason they buy these sports cars. Very simple. What the car does has no meaning and does not need to have any relation with the reason the prospect is buying them for. It needs to fill a certain psychological need that potentially already exists in the person's mind. And as long as the product fulfills that need, you can charge any price for any amount of time for any number of these products. Very simple. Okay. Now, how does your product fall into it, etc., etc.? I won't be able to go into it, but especially pertaining to affiliate marketing. Now, one thing that really sets me off is this whole affiliate marketing industry. Okay. Now, when I say sets me off, it's not that I'm against that industry. I made my entire retirement from that industry. Like I said, performance marketing was our industry where we built an entire company that was selling 200 different companies' products. We were selling and promoting products for more than 200 different clients, right? So we were specialists in performance marketing. But when I see a new age affiliate, it's all about useless technicalities. Or you can promote the software by putting this link and then promote and review it on a YouTube video or something like that. I mean, these are all useless technicalities. That's not the way you build business. You got to figure out how and what problem it solves in the customer's mind. And then some people may say, yeah, well, I'm solving a problem, right? This affiliate marketing is a money-making opportunity for a lot of people who may be looking for such opportunities during the slowdown. Yes, I agree with you. But there is no trigger that is hit in the prospect's mind with these useless technicalities of this link and this redirect link and this affiliate link and this product review and all of this useless stuff. Okay, there are 4 reasons why people, the prospects that you're talking to, they need to qualify themselves in your eyes. They need to first clarify to you, and you need to ask them questions on that. What need is it? Why do they need the need? If they want to make money, why do they want to make money? Why would they want to make money outside of their job? The job is paying them enough. Oh, well, I haven't found a job. Okay, so why don't you do something else? Like go to Fiverr, become a freelancer, you can make money. Why don't you do something else? Take a loan, set up shop, do something. No, I want to work from the comfort of my computer. Why do you want to do that? Oh, well, I have a small child and I hate it when I have to get up and go to office and be away from the child for 8 hours. Now you're talking. What is the need behind the need? Okay. The second thing is, what are you doing to make the prospect trust you? The product doesn't sell itself. Giving information about the product does not make people trust you. You need to earn that trust somehow. Okay. The third thing is, do you have a sales process built where at a certain point in time the prospect has to take a jump? The prospect has to take a jump and ask for your help. Yeah, the prospect has to come to you and say, I need your help, so that you become the authority figure in the interaction. Yeah, just like in a river never flows from a place of high altitude, from a place of low altitude to a place of high altitude. A river is only going to flow like this. It's only going to flow from a place of high altitude to a place of low altitude. Okay, similarly, money always flows upwards from a place of low authority to a place of high authority. It's only the people who already have an authority, who already built their authority, that can command price in the market from any prospect whatsoever. Okay, and for that, the simplest thing you can do, instead of trying to be a stage speaker or an Amazon bestseller or some fellow with a politician signing, holding hands with a politician, getting a WhatsApp photo. The best way to create authority is to create a process flow where at a certain point in the interaction, the prospect has to come to you and ask for help. Okay, and you need to verify that with a couple of little extra steps built in, just so you're able to qualify these prospects properly. Okay, and then the fourth thing is urgency. Yeah, everybody wants to be rich, but nobody wants to be rich today. Yeah, everybody wants a six pack, but if I were to tell you to drop down and do 20 push-ups right now, how many of you would do it? Everybody wants the goal or the promise of that dream in the future, but nobody wants to do it now. Okay, in marketing we say everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. So what is the good reason that they should take the step today, tonight? They should die tonight so they can reach heaven tomorrow. Tonight, today. Okay, what is the reason? Okay, so you got to build these. If you don't build these into your pre-framing, into your webinar or whatever you're doing, then you cannot, whether it's affiliate marketing or multi-level marketing or insurance selling or real estate, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're selling the wrong product. It's a third-party product. You're only acting as the messenger boy or messenger girl saying, oh, this is a cool product, buy this product so that they can pay me like this. Yeah, instead of that, create a new product where you can ask money directly and say, pay me because I'm going to give you this value. Very simple. Create new products, tighten the sales meeting, tighten the pre-framing, get somebody to do the ads for you, just get an agency or somebody. They'll deal with the landing pages, they'll deal with all of this useless stuff. Don't worry about it, man. Yeah, short way to make money, 30 to 60 days, simple. Okay, now if you are into performance marketing, because that's the industry I've been referring to again and again, if you're a real estate person, a mutual fund seller, LIC seller, if you're a multi-level marketer, affiliate marketer, any person who's selling third-party products, okay, then you need all of these things in place before you do effective affiliate marketing. All right, I'm having a webinar for this, by the way, where you can check out some of more ultra thoughts around this. I'll show you the methodology that we use in the Startup Launch program. You can go over to startupfrat.club/webinar. Yeah, that's startupfrat.club/webinar, and I think it's going to happen shortly. You can sign up for it if this is something that interests you, and absolutely, once you attend the webinar, it's at the end of that webinar, you'll also get the options wherein you can learn all of this stuff from us. I'm sure you must have learned all of this stuff from somebody else already, but we are the ones who are doing it the absolute best way we can get you across. If there has been something lacking in your learning, and if traditional affiliate marketing or multi-level marketing is not working for you, if the techniques of 20 years back are not working for you right now, you need new techniques, new information, lean, mean, team machine kind of marketing, 0 to 100 in 30 days or less, using no or little to none paid softwares, and having a advertising budget of probably 5,000 rupees starting a month. Okay, then you should totally check out, meet me live in that webinar, the startupfrat.club/webinar, startupfrat.club/webinar. All right, I shall see you in the next video. Bye bye.